The familiar, deep-throated thrum of the Batwing's twin reactors was a ghost sound in the punishing, absolute silence. Bruce Wayne, still encased in a scorched remnants of his armored suit, knew a moment of cold, pure confusion. Gotham's air was always thick with humidity and the metallic tang of urban decay. This air, though, was a crucible of desiccating heat and a pervasive, hypnotic scent. Cinnamon and corruption, both intoxicating and strangely dangerous. His landing was not a crash, but a violent, grinding burial, the specialized polymers of the Batwing melting against the friction of what he now knew was an impossibly fine, high silica desert. The sudden, violent displacement that had ejected him from his universe via a fractured energy anomaly now left him facing a hostile, alien physics. Initial analysis flickered across the cracked faceplate of his cowl. Atmosphere, 45 degrees Celsius, 1% relative humidity, high spice saturation. Comms, null. Navigation, null. Bat computer, critical hardware failure, main AI core, shutdown enforced. The last alert chilled him more than the environmental crisis. The machine mind was gone, suppressed, but Larian jihad. The knowledge arrived not from his internal databases, but from a chilling, fragmented psychic residue left by the crossing anomaly. In this universe, the intelligence of machines was an abomination, and his most potent tool, the Bat computer, was now a useless, forbidden husk. The cowl he ripped off was heavy, useless metal, and the exposed desert sunlight instantly began to steal the precious water from his skin. The heat was a living thing, a predator far more patient and deadly than any street thug or alien invader he had ever faced. He was in the deep desert, utterly alone, with the twin moons, one a bruised violet crescent, the other a sickly orange, beginning their slow ascent. The wreckage of his advanced craft was already beginning to sink, swallowed by the ocean of sand. His life support reserves, even in the highly efficient cowl, were registering a crisis. Water, 15%, critical. This was not a resource to be managed, but an immediate enemy to be fought with every instinct. The sheer panic of water loss was a new kind of terror, far more primal than the fear of death by violence. It was the fear of desiccation, of being reduced to dust by the environment itself. Bruce Wayne, the man who had trained his body to the absolute peak of human potential, suddenly understood that strength in this environment was measured not in striking power or armor plating, but in droplets of recycled moisture. He stripped away the heavy heat-retaining armor of the Batsuit, moving with an urgency only primal survival could mandate, retaining only the reinforced inner layer, the utility belt, and his most essential tools. The belt's self-contained water filtration system was failing quickly, choked by the ubiquitous fine powder, the spice melange. The sound came not through the air, but up through the soles of his boots, a low, rhythmic thump, thump, thump. It was a vibration that resonated with deep geological power, a sound that spoke of unimaginable size and velocity. Instinctively, he activated the personal shield emitter on his forearm, a low-power kinetic dampener designed to deflect high-speed projectiles. The blue shimmer flickered into life, a visible sign of protection against an unseen enemy. The thump stopped abruptly. The sand, 50 meters away, erupted in a violence that dwarfed any explosion the Dark Knight had ever witnessed. It was a maw of articulated armor and razor-sharp crystal teeth, a living mountain that blotted out the light of the setting sun. The creature, a sandworm of Arrakis, was drawn not from the smell of water or the scent of the man, but from the rhythmic, unnatural vibration of the personal shield. The creature's eye, larger than his entire armored torso, was a black void of ancient, hungry indifference. He reacted on pure adrenaline, a strategic reflex born of 1,000 impossible scenarios. He deactivated the shield with a thought, throwing himself flat into the sand, just as the creature's immense bulk surged over the crash site. The personal shield, even in its low-power state, had betrayed him, signaling his presence to the desert's ultimate predator. He realized that the rules of engagement here were diametrically opposed to everything he knew. No shields, no rhythmic movement, no machines. He scrambled into the immediate shadow of a rock outcropping, heart hammering a frantic beat against his ribs. The utility belt's internal chronometer registered the passage of only 4 minutes since the crash. In those 4 minutes, he had lost his technological advantage, discovered the ultimate threat of the ecology, and faced certain death by a creature that made the Joker's madness look like a childish tantrum. He was no longer Batman. He was just Bruce Wayne, a man of peak physical and mental discipline, now reduced to a desperate, thirsty refugee on a planet whose very existence was ruled by the fear of a monster and the scarcity of a single drop of water. He needed shelter, a guide, and a complete rewrite of his tactical philosophy. He needed to understand the desert's rules before it claimed him. If you want to see more characters enter different universes, hit that subscribe button and drop the name of a character and the universe you'd want to see them in down in the comments below. The spice must flow.